Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode, Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at TE Picks on Twitter, ready to break down today's slate. We've got 10 games to talk about today. There's some really good spots in today's slates that I like, and then there's other games that I'm passing on. But I really focused in on a few games that I really like on today's slate. Taking a look back at yesterday, um, a little bit confusing. The over 5.5 cashed in Vancouver, New Jersey. It was 1-1 halfway through the third period. And I was kind of thinking, okay, well, the over is done because it's halfway through the third period. It's 1-1. This total's not going over. I put my phone down. I check a few minutes later, and it's 3-2. And I was just shocked. Of course, the Canucks tying it at the end of the game, getting it to overtime and winning in overtime. So a huge win for the Vancouver Canucks. And Quinn Hughes was given a point last night, given an assist on that goal. But when I woke up this morning, they had taken his point away. But the book I used still paid me out for it and didn't stat correct. So I'm marking it as a loser on Capertech because technically it lost, but I still got paid for it. So I'm going to consider it a loss because it lost. But I saw others posted on Twitter that cashed with me as well that they got paid for it. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. I'm going to count it as a loss, but I won it. So, and then Matvei Mishkov hit his 50 points, so cashed a first future bet of the year. But unfortunately, the other two parlays unfortunately lost. Matt Duchene did his job. Boldy did not. The Wild were unable to score at all. Ottinger was a brick wall. The Wild outshot the Stars, but unable to put the puck in the net. And unfortunately, Clayton Keller and Logan Cooley both got points on the first Utah goal, but then that was it. Nick Schmaltz didn't get a point because Utah didn't score at all after that. So, fortunately, a small losing day, but technically it's a small losing day. It was actually a winning day, but as I said, I've been checking to see if the book would stat correct, but they haven't changed it from a loss to a win. So it is what it is. But we're going to jump into the standings, then we're going to get into the chat and talk today's slate because we have a bunch of games to go over today. Look at the standings here. Nothing has changed here from yesterday. Florida with 89 points, Toronto with 87, the Tampa Bay Lightning with 85. In the Metro, Washington with 102, Carolina with 90, and the New Jersey Devils with 81 points. The top two wildcard teams, Ottawa Senators with 79, the Montreal Canadiens with 75. The Islanders getting that 1 point. I know Islanders fans are not happy that they didn't get the 2. They are obviously a point behind Montreal. They played an extra game. The Rangers also with 74. They played 2 extra games in Montreal. Columbus was 73. Detroit was 72. Boston, Pittsburgh was 69. And then the bottom 2 of the Eastern Conference. In the West, Winnipeg in first with 100 points. 6 points behind are the Dallas Stars with 94. Colorado in third with 89. Vegas in the top spot in the Pacific with 92. LA, Edmonton both tied with 87. Minnesota in the top spot with 85 points, 4 points ahead of the Blues with 81. The Canucks 3 points behind the Blues. Calgary 4 points behind the Blues. And Utah 6 points behind. That was a really tough loss for Utah when it comes to playoffs, the playoff picture yesterday, losing to Detroit. I'm not going to say that they're done, but that was a rough loss for their chances here for the playoffs. Anaheim was 68, kind of all by themselves there. Seattle is 65, Nashville is 60, and the bottom two of the Western Conference. If you guys like the show, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitter, feel free to come over to YouTube. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, that's fine. Just hit the like and a retweet button, the heart button and retweet button on Twitter. Do me that solid if you could. But we're going to get into the chat, and then we're going to get into today's slate because we got 10 games to talk about here. Dun, 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 dun. Back in business. Let's go. Yes. Terry Nader. Hey, Pesky Sloth. How's it going? Terry, ... Hello, Nicholas. 32 slips in before lunchtime. Let's have ourselves a night. Wow, Mr. Brewski. Utah went 1 for 5 on the power play and destroyed my night. Oh, they had 5 power plays? Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, their their power play had just kind of gone cold for recently. So that's why I stayed off power play points there. What's goalie interference? Robert saying, or Nick saying, Robert, you beat me to it. And this is a very good question. So basically, the goalie interference is whoever is on the ice and then helping on the headsets, whatever they kind of think. Goalie interference is so, I don't know how to explain it. There's no consistency. It's kind of whatever. You never know how it's going to get called, even if it should be called one way. You never actually know if it's going to be called that way because it seems to be like a personal opinion. So, also, I was on the under 5. Oh, no. Yeah, previous history just said to take the over, and it didn't look good. But for some reason, Canucks third periods and Devils third periods have been high scoring. I don't think the NHL knows. I can agree with that. Terry, hey, Black Panther, how's it going? Black Panther times 7. The draw on the island miraculously hit thanks to the Zebras and Toronto being on the draw as well. There you go. That's a good positive way to look at it. Tons of former players playing their old teams today. Yes. And really one that I'm focusing in on him, but I'm sure everyone's focusing in on him, but that's fine. Ottawa, Montreal, Islanders, Rangers, Minnesota, St. Louis, Vancouver, Calgary are the teams that will be trying. True. Goalie interference. If you are in the blue, it's on you. That being said, Elvis created the contact, hated the call. Yeah, I'm kind of mellowing out a little bit on referees compared to how I've been the last few years. Because I hate the referees. The referees need to be replaced. Gary Bettman needs to go, and Department of Player Safety needs to be replaced, and the NHL schedule makers as well. So there is a lot wrong with the NHL, but of course I still love the NHL. But we're going to jump into today's slate. Bunch of games to talk about, and we're going to start here with this one. The Nashville Predators plus 230 road dogs heading to Carolina minus 280 home favorites. Total of 5.5. Here in this one, the first game of the night. Taking a look at goaltenders here, Pyotr Kochetkov, likely for Carolina. Nobody yet announced for the Preds here in this one. And looking at this game here, players that are on streaks right now, Philip Forsberg for Nashville is starting to heat up. On the top line, Steven Stamkos is on the second line, so on different lines, Forsberg and Stamkos. Forsberg, as I said, is heating up, but of course you can't bet his player prop as a single play. It's probably something like minus 170 or minus 180. Let me bring it up here. Minus 170. Boom. Pretty much right on. So can't bet that as a single play. Looking at the Hurricanes, I was thinking of maybe taking Taylor Hall, 0.5 of his last 6 games, but he's minus 140. So out of my price range. Logan Stankoven, Jarvis, Shane Gostisbehere, they're all performing right now for the Hurricanes. Stankoven minus 105 to get a point here in this game. Shane Gostisbehere, I'm seeing minus 110. So there are some options here. Ultimately, I don't really love this game. I think this is a 5.5 for a reason. I do think this is most likely a lower scoring game. So ultimately, didn't get to anything here. But there are some players on streaks here for anybody that is interested in betting this game. And when it comes to the side or total, I really think the Canes win, but there's just no way for me to really back them here. So pass. Terrible spot for Carolina. Third game in 4 nights and the 1 day off. Was traveling from Vegas to Carolina. Took a shot at Nashville plus 240. Yeah, as Nick said, not a great spot for Carolina as well. So I will not take Nashville on the road against one of the top teams. I won't do it, but good luck. Over 5.5, maybe. Canes puck line minus 108 and Jackson Blake assist plus 200. All right. If I'm betting a prop, it would be Hall under half after that game versus Anaheim. Letdown spot for him. Interesting, Nicholas. Interesting. Well, I don't bet under props, and I definitely want to bet it on a guy who is disappointed 5 of his last 6 games. It's just not how I bet props. But Stankoven assist plus 200. Definitely not a bad luck there with what he's been doing. Come on, how can you not be on Mark Jankowski? 6 goals in 7 games with Carolina plus 600. How did I miss him? Hold on a second. I don't know how I missed him. For some reason, he's not on. Oh, there he is. Back-to-back games. Last 5. Okay, so because he hasn't. He has scored in 3 of his last 4. So he has scored in 3 of his last 4 games. But yeah, I'm not on him. But a great price there. He's scoring 3 of his last 4. Forsberg plus 160, anytime goal. All right. West Coast, East Coast travel is a bad spot. I agree. That's why I passed here on this one. Gostisbehere assist plus 125. Not horrible. Ryan O'Reilly, anytime point. Brady Shea plus 700, anytime goal. First for old team. All right. Brewski is with you, Jonathan, on Jankowski plus 500. And former team angle for Jankowski. Okay, you guys are trying to talk me onto it. It is a great price. So I like it. I do. I don't know how exactly I missed him, but I missed him somehow. But we will move on along to our second game here, which is the Philadelphia Flyers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Flyers plus 220, road dogs. The Leafs minus 270, home favorites, total 5.5 here in the second game of the night. Continue on going. Anthony Stolar is likely here for Toronto. Samuel Urson confirmed for the Flyers here in this game. And when we look at this one here, obviously we've got some players here for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's been nobody for a while. But finally, Sean Couturier, he's on a point streak in 3 consecutive games. And he's had some success against Toronto, an assist in 3 consecutive games against Toronto. Fortunately, not really interested in taking him. Price-wise, I think he would be expensive anyways here. Bear with me for a second. Plus 120 for a point. So actually not bad at all. Plus 120 for a point if you wanted to bet a flyer. I just don't really want to bet Flyers props. They are in a losing streak and heading towards last place in the Eastern Conference. The way things are going with them. The Leafs had been on a 3-game win streak, 5-2 loss to Nashville. And now they're coming back home here. Matthews, multiple points in 5 games in a row against Philly, but right now really only getting a point per game. Hasn't been getting a lot of multiple points lately. Marner has good points against Philly, good history against Philly. So does Tavares. Ultimately, I passed in this game as well. The Leafs should bounce back here and get a nice win against this Flyers team, but you would have to take them on the puck line at plus 105, which isn't awful, but I don't know. Just not one of the games that I got to here on today's slate. Also, what's the motivation for Carolina going forward? Basically locked into Metro number 2. Yeah. But obviously you want to head into the playoffs on a good note. So that's the motivation, the only motivation really, I would think. Over in the first period. Okay. Tyson Forrester, plus 300. Anytime goal. Matthew Nyes, plus 200. All right. There are 10 games. We all miss stuff, but that is what is great about the betting community. We are all here to help each other make money. I completely agree. And yeah, on the bigger slates, it is tough. It is tough for me on the bigger slates too. Always a rush in the morning. So Leafs always lose games they're expected to win, i.e. San Jose and Nashville. Yeah, that's true. TK, Travis Konechny, is that who you're asking about? John Tavares is a stud. Yeah, he's been playing pretty well. Nylander assist plus 125. All right. Good luck, Mr. Mantis. Nylander anytime goal plus 140. All right. Well, hopefully he does both and you both cash. Leafs bounce back spot, but the team total minus 115 is way better than the money line puck line price. Yeah, that's probably not a bad look. The Flyers, though, obviously they lost 7-4 to Chicago in their last game. But the previous 3 losses, 3-2, 3-2, 2-0. Then 5-0 against Carolina. So, I don't know. See if Toronto can get 4 for you. Robert agrees with Nick on the team total over 3.5. One team I was actually right about in preseason, the Flyers suck. There we go. For what it's worth, Toronto was partying night before in Nashville. That's not good. Matthews over 1.5 points, plus 146. All right. Added Scott Lofton to the bingo card against his former team, plus 650. Leafs have been more of an under team at home. 6 of the last 8 games have had 6 goals or less. Both games versus Philly under. Yeah, I could see an under. And that Scott Lofton is a great look. Facing his former team. I haven't taken it yet, but like the look, Jonathan. Brewski might add another play, and I'll just have a million plays today. No, I'm kidding. Nylander, 12 goals and 12 assists in 23 games versus the Flyers. There we go. But we'll move on along to our next game. I passed the first 2 games, but I'm not passing this one. We have the Ottawa Senators, minus 165. Road favorites heading to Buffalo, plus 140. Home dogs, total of 6 here in this one. Minus 130 for the over, plus 110 for the under. I kind of do lean with the over here. I think we get goals in this one. But don't like the price of minus 130 and ultimately didn't pull the trigger on it here. Anton Forsberg confirmed for the Senators. James Reimer not confirmed, but he's supposed to start. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard. And the Sabres team, off a nice win in their last game against the Winnipeg Jets. The Senators, who had lost multiple games, were able to bounce back there in their last game against New Jersey. So both teams had lost back-to-back games. Pretty similar scores, too. Buffalo 5-2 and 4-1. Ottawa 6-3 and 5-1. And then both teams getting a win in their last game. When it comes to the sider total, not my focus in this game. But it's going to be a popular bet today. A lot of people are going to be on it. And that's okay. But I would just like to say that I've been betting it before today. So I'm not one of those bandwagoners. No offense to those people that are jumping on it today. But we are taking Dylan Cozens over half a point. Dylan Cozens traded from Buffalo to Ottawa. Since that trade, he is a point in 7 of his 8 games played. He is happy to be in Ottawa. He's done extremely well since the trade. And a lot of players, okay, maybe they have a couple game point streak, maybe 3 or 4. This is 7 of 8. He is really, really fit in well with the Senators on that line with Batherson and Perron, who, as you can see, are playing well. Claude Giroux, you might be wondering, well, why is he kind of in the middle there? Well, he's on the third line. He got moved off the top line, but he continues to still get points in 6 of 7. The top line with Stützle and Tkachuk. The Senators team has offense right now going throughout the lineup. And that Dylan Cozens trade has just looked fantastic for Ottawa, getting Cozens. So a lot of people are going to be on Dylan Cozens today, and that's okay. Give me Cozens over half a point, full unit play for plus 100. And also give me Dylan Cozens over 1.5 points. Small 0.3 unit play there. Plus 550 for Dylan Cozens to get 2 points here. I think he has a big game against his former team in this one. So we'll double up here on Cozens with the full unit over half a point play and then a 0.3 unit on the over 1.5 points. And I'll take Ryan McLeod as well. 0.6 of his last 7 games for the Buffalo Sabres. Just playing really well right now. Plus 120 for Ryan McLeod to get a point here in this game. The Senators should win this one. Maybe Senators team total might be a good look here. That might be the way to go. But Dylan Cozens, Ryan McLeod, hope to see you both on the score sheet tonight. Let's go and see. Lean sends -1. Yes. Everybody and their cousins, on Cozens prop. You're funny. No, you are funny, Mr. Panther. But no, and I know everyone's going to be on it. But that's fine. That's how it is. Like I said, I've been riding with Cozens here for a few games now. So definitely not jumping off here against his former team. Cozens anytime goal plus 250. You could go that way as well, but I just took the point. Jacob Bernard Doctor plus 1,400 anytime goal. All right. Brewski is right on here. Perron plus 177. If you don't want to focus on Dylan Cozens, you could look at Perron. Plus 177, great value there. Obviously on a line with Batherson and Cozens, so definitely would not talk you off that. JJ Peterka plus 180 anytime goal. Not a bad play. He's doing well. Him and McLeod on the second line for the Sabres. So not a bad look there. They've both been producing. Parlay Mantis is going a different route than most people here, going with the power play point, plus 465 for Cozens. Interesting play. I like it. Nice plus money. Lean sends puck line, -1.5. I could see that, Kev. I could see that. The Senators team overall has been playing very well recently. Cozens, Batherson, and Perron all together, plus 475. Great value there. Yesterday, the same game parlays didn't go so well, so I'm kind of just sticking with singles today. But I do like that. I do like that. Stop Geo coming on in to say hi. Big win for your Red Wings yesterday, Mr. Stop Geo. Sends team total over 3.5 plus 105. I like that. Robert. I like it. IceX coming on in to say hi. Long time no see, IceX. And long time no see, Mr. Picks from Dave. How's it going? Nice to see you. Baseball season. I know Picks from Dave is a big baseball guy. Baseball is in 2 days. Player props are up for baseball. So you guys know what the rest of my afternoon is going to be doing, is looking at Thursday's opening day baseball slate. But this is a hockey show, and we'll continue on to our next game here. Pittsburgh Penguins, Tampa Bay Lightning. The Pens plus 230 road dogs. Tampa Bay minus 280 home favorites. A total of 6 here in this one. Andrei Vasilevsky likely for the Lightning. And Tristan Jarry confirmed for the Penguins. And Pittsburgh, 4-1-1 in their last 6 games. Tristan Jarry's been great overall for the Penguins here. Ultimately, when I look at this game, Sidney Crosby is playing out of his mind right now. Unfortunately, and we're going to be saying this for the next few years probably, unfortunately, it isn't going to matter. This Pittsburgh team would probably have to run the table and would need help to even have a chance here. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they've lost back-to-back games, both on the road. Now they're heading home here. 6-4 against Utah, 4-2 against Vegas. So Tampa Bay is looking to bounce back. I don't like the price here in this game when it comes to the side. Player props, this one's a little bit tough. This one's a bit tough here. Crosby has had a lot of success against Tampa. 9 consecutive games with a point. And Kucherov, who went a little bit cold there, but it's heating up again. Multiple points in 4 of his last 5 against the Penguins. But, as I said, Tristan Jarry playing well. So ultimately, this game is not one that I'm getting to here on today's slate. Shane Pinto props. I'm not on Shane Pinto props, but good luck. The Lightning on the puck line. Good luck. Best of luck. Cooch over 3.5 shots in goal, plus 124. All right. I don't know how he's been shooting lately specifically, but he's been getting points. So I can see Tampa overlooking the Pens. That's possible. Russ plus 200 anytime goal. All right. I know he did score a couple goals there in his last game. Free Crosby. Well, he could be free, but it's his decision. It's his decision. He may stay a Penguin the rest of his career, which would be a shame for the rest of his career, but that's how it is. Plus 100 for his assist, not a bad look. Crosby's hot. Yeah, he's playing really well right now. Multiple points in 5 of his last 7. Might take Penn's team total over. Wow. There we go. But moving on along to the game of the night. I think we've got, it's the game of the night. It's the battle of the top 2 teams in the NHL. So it has to be the game of the night. Washington Capitals plus 125. Road dogs, the Winnipeg Jets, minus 150. Home favorites. A total of 5.5 here in this one. Logan Thompson confirmed for Washington. Connor Hellebuck likely for the Winnipeg Jets. And Hellebuck and the Jets not really playing all that well the last few games. Defensively, goaltending wise, they've been giving up some goals. 5-3 loss in their last game against Buffalo. 4-3 overtime win against Edmonton. And then before that, a 6-2 loss to Vancouver. So some high-scoring games for the Jets over their last 3. Washington on the other side, they've won 4 games in a row. 5-1, 4-1, 3-2 and 6-3. So the Capitals scoring goals right now. Both of these teams overall have had great seasons here. The Jets did win the first meeting between these two teams this year. When I look at this game, the 5.5 is interesting to me here in this one. The issue, though, is with the Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, they lost Gabriel Velarde, which is definitely a big loss. So the Jets have really swapped lines, made a lot of changes here. Connor, Scheifele, and Iafallo on the top line. Ehlers, Lowry, Appleton on the second line. Niederreiter, Nemestikov, and Perfetti on the third line, and Tanev, Kupari, and Barron on the fourth. So losing Gabriel Velarde, I think, is going to be a loss to this Jets team. When you look at the Washington Capitals right now, we're seeing some offense, consistent offense from this Capitals team. I think Caps team total over is a good look. I've not actually looked at what that is looking like, but something I'll be looking at after the show. Alex Ovechkin, and I was talking to Nick Earl about this game. I believe, Nick, you said you were going to be looking to fade the Capitals down the stretch. And for me, when I look at this Capitals team, I think the time to fade the Caps is after Ovechkin passes Gretzky. Until Ovechkin passes Gretzky, I think this Capitals team is going to continue to play very well. But I think once Ovechkin passes Gretzky, then I think we could see some letdown spots. And unfortunately, it might be heading right into the playoffs if it works out that way. So we'll have to see how it goes. Right now, Ovechkin is racking up points. He is getting a point, at least in most games. But some of those more recent games have been assists, so he's not really scoring. But when you look at it, he's scored in 6 of his last 7 against the Jets. So maybe this is an opponent that will help him. Dylan Strome scoring goals right now, but in the past he's been assisting against Winnipeg. Of course, with Ovechkin scoring against Winnipeg, it makes sense that Strome has been assisting. Alexei Protas has been great. I backed Alexei Protas in his last game. Plus 146 for Alexei Protas to get a point here. He has a point in 7 of his last 8 games. He's on the top line with Strome and Ovechkin. He should not be plus 140, plus 146 to get a point at FanDuel. That's not priced correctly. Yes, he's playing the best team, or one of the best teams, obviously, in the NHL, but this Jets team is giving up goals right now. So give me Alexei Protas over half a point. Tom Wilson, Pierre-Luc Dubois on the second line. They have had success against the Jets. Tom Wilson recently. So lots of plays you could look at here for the Capitals. And then for Winnipeg right now, not a lot of consistency offensively for the Jets at this point in time. We'll go back to the chat here. Lee in Pittsburgh. Tampa is same spot as Carolina, 3-4 traveling from Vegas. Only difference is Tampa is fighting for something. Yeah, and off a couple losses, so it should be a little pissed. Pierre-Luc Dubois, you know me, plus 300 anytime goal. Yeah, Robert likes Pierre-Luc Dubois, but he's had a great season. Caps money line, definitely a good price for them. Over 5.5. I lean that way. And I know we see these 5.5s and we see these teams like the Jets, but like last night, Devils have been an under team. But obviously there was a heavy over history there. I'm not sure if there's a heavy over history here, so not a play for me. But Pierre-Luc Dubois plus Tom Wilson anytime point parlay. I like it. Hey, Terry. Hey, Addison. How's it going here? Caps team total over 2.5 is minus 130. Yeah, not quite in my range. Not quite. I'll be on an island here. Jets -1, plus 113. Bounce back spot for Winnipeg after an embarrassing loss to Buffalo. Rested Hellebuck, hitting the road breaks momentum. of the Washington streak, 3-1 Jets. All right, we'll see. I disagree with the 3-1 score. Looks like Ovi will break the record next season. I don't know about that. Capitals fans might want to hope that he does, because the last thing you want is this Capitals team to go cold before the playoffs. And I do think that they kind of go cold once Gretzky hits the record. But until then, I think they keep rolling. Jordan Montgomery to undergo Tommy John surgery. Yikes. Draw in Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, plus 385. All right. You're with Nick on Jets puck line. So you're not on an island on your own, Nick. Someone else is with you. I follow on the top line. 5 goals in 8 games versus Thompson. Plus 330, anytime goal. All right. So if you like Winnipeg, you probably should like follow. At Robert, you down with PLD every last homie. All right. And we're going to move on to our next game here. This is a really interesting one. We've got 2 teams obviously battling for wild card spots in obviously separate conferences here. The Montreal Canadiens plus 135, road dogs. St. Louis Blues minus 160, home favorites, and a total of 5.5 here in this one. And when I look at this game here, you see the 5.5, and the way the St. Louis Blues team is playing right now, my first instinct is to look at the over. The issue, though, is that the Blues have been involved in 3 of their last 4 games have been 4-1 wins. So it's really tough to get it over 5.5 when the Blues are only giving up 1. I'm not sure what Blues team total over is looking like in this game. If anybody wants to let me know. But the Blues on this 6-game win streak, they've scored at least 4 in every game. 5-1. It all started against Minnesota, too. The Blues are on a 2-game losing streak, heading towards no playoffs, and then they face the Wild. 5-1 win, 7-2 against Anaheim, 4-1 against Nashville, 4-3 against Vancouver, and then back-to-back 4-1 wins over Chicago and Nashville. So the St. Louis Blues team has kind of found it, and they've kind of found it at the right time. They are scoring goals here. Bear with me for a second as I get to goalies. Jordan Binnington confirmed. So the Blues have been alternating goalies, but they're going to stop that here. Binnington's going to go back-to-back. Not back-to-back days, but back-to-back games. And Montembeault starting here for the Montreal Canadiens. When I look at this game from a side perspective, it would be Montreal or nothing. For me here, this Montreal team has been a great road dog for us this season. But it's nothing because I don't want to step in front of this Blues team right now. They are scoring a ton of goals. I could see the draw here. We've seen games like this go to overtime recently between different teams fighting for spots. So I could see the draw here. But ultimately, Justin Falk. He has an assist in 6 of his last 7 games. And you can get Justin Falk just to get a point, a plus 128. I had to pull the trigger there with that. I'm sure the assist prop is even more plus money, but to get the point prop at plus 128 for Justin Falk, I'll take it here. I think it's a great price there. That Holloway, Shen, Kyrou line is clicking right now, as you can see on the screen. And Braden Shen has had a lot of success against Montreal. So is Robert Thomas there, who's playing with Jake Neighbors. So the Blues offensively are doing pretty well right now, and some of these players here have done well against the Habs. For me, Justin Falk over half a point here, and most likely going to be pulling the trigger on the Blues team total over 3.5, depending on what we're looking at here. Chikrin plus 500. He just got paid. Yes, he did, but not enough for me to. That's not enough reason for me to pull the trigger, but we see that. We see it. We see people cash on their first game after getting big contracts, so I don't blame it. Chicklets point plus 177. All right. Over 5.5 in the Blues in this one. All right, I could see it. Line A, 17 goals in 18 games versus the Blues, plus 225. Wow. There you go. Is this when the blue streak ends? They're on a tear and Letty and Parayko are out. I don't know. I don't think this is where it ends, but Montreal is a scrappy team too. And they're not just the Blues can't overlook Montreal here in this one. Habs team total over 2.5 minus 125. The issue is the Blues have been just giving up 1. So I don't know if I like that. I do like this though. Best price for the Blues team total over 3.5 is plus 120 at FanDuel. I love that, Stop Geo. Thank you for posting that. I'm going to be locking that in after the show here. Plus 123, says Addison. Okay, we're getting better. Has anyone got a plus 125? Let's go. Let's keep going. Build it up. Caulfield, 6 goals in 7 games versus the Blues. All right. Unfortunately, a little bit cool right now, but Blues money line and team total. I like that team total. I do. Slavkovsky, plus 225. All right. The draw, plus 335. Yeah, I could really see that. I could really see the draw. I could. Brewski is parlaying that top line together for plus 220. And I don't blame you. Just look at the screen. Blues -1. Been riding the Blues train. Ain't jumping off now. Nick is our resident Islanders, but if he wasn't an Islanders fan, he would be a Blues fan. Homer. No, I'm kidding. But you also do have Blues futures, which are looking pretty darn good right now. Kyrie plus 180, anytime goal. He's been doing well. Holloway assist plus 150. Great price with that. Stop Geo is with Nick. Blues -1, plus 100. Brewski's riding the Blues until the wheels fall off. Yeah, if you've been backing him, back him. Habs money line, Suzuki assist, Caulfield goal, Line goal, plus 1,600. Same game parlay. Wow. Okay, so Robert likes the Habs here. Grabbed Falk assist. Oh, plus 176. That is so beautiful. I got the plus 128 with the point. I'm just going to stick with it because if for some reason he scores, I will be so mad at myself. So I'll stick with the point. But great price on the assist for people that want to look at that. That's what he's been doing recently. Alexei Tropichenko, plus 700 anytime goal. Goals in 3 of 4 against Montreal. Great value there. Great value. Kucherov assist, Crosby assist, plus 200. Boated odds. Boosted odds. Okay. Line A and DeBrincat, 2 shots on goal each. Minus 105. Wow. Okay, that's really interesting. Stop Geo. I like it. Over. Blues team total over. Blues team total over is a play for me, but I can't get to the full game over the way this Blues team. And you guys know how much I like to shit on Jordan Binnington. And if I could, I would, but I can't right now. So maybe he'll have a really bad game and I can shit on him tomorrow, but I can't today. So gotta look at the Blues in some fashion. Vegas, minus 200, road favorites against the Wild, plus 165 home dogs, total of 5.5 here in this one. And pass. I don't want to go anywhere near this game. Great spot for Vegas here. The Wild played, obviously, one of their division rivals in the Dallas Stars yesterday in Dallas. The Wild having to travel, the Wild getting shut out. So you would expect the Wild to maybe play, or at least come out with some pissed off energy here in this one. But the issue is that Vegas has had the Wild's number recently. Now, of course, I hope that ends here in the playoffs, assuming these teams face each other in the playoffs. But the Wild had won 3 games in a row losing 3-0 to Dallas in their last game. Vegas has won 3 in a row, 5-1 against Boston, 6-3 against Detroit, 4-2 against Tampa Bay. So Vegas has been taking care of business at home, though. On the road, they haven't been nearly as strong. So you would have to look at Vegas on the puck line, maybe. Maybe Vegas team total is the look. I would expect Marc-Andre Fleury to start here in this game. Now, did I see that he's confirmed? No, he's unconfirmed. Adin Hill likely. But I don't really want to fade Fleury because this is potentially the last time he faces his former team, assuming that these teams don't play again and they don't expect Flower would be. Yeah, this is the final regular season game between the teams. Obviously, Fleury played for Vegas, so and Fleury is retiring at the end of the season. So, final regular season matchup, maybe Fleury comes to play here, but I can't bet the Wild because of that. So, ultimately, I'm passing on this one. Eichel, success against the Wild. Boldy, success against Vegas, but ultimately, I can't bet this. I can't bet this game. Obviously, I don't want to fade the Wild with Fleury here facing his former team, but I can't back the Wild either. So, watch this game as a fan is exactly what I'll do. Over 6 in regulation. All right. Terry loves Benny. Well, I would not say that is an accurate statement. No, I would say that's a little bit inaccurate. I love to praise him. Yes, I totally love to praise him so much. That's what I do on a daily basis. Dorofeyev plus 200, 5 goals, 3 assists, and 5 games versus the Wild. And I was betting Dorofeyev, but he's gone ice cold the last couple of games. Maybe he gets it going here, but hasn't done really anything the last couple of games. Eichel plus 180, anytime goal. Not a bad look here. Tough spot for the Wild. Yes, it is. Are Hurdle and Stone both out? Well, as far as I know, Hurdle is out, but Stone I think is fine. But that could be not true. That might not be true, but put the bat signal out for Kaprizov. Shouldn't be too far away, but Wild first period plus 135. Minnesota starts off strong, but could fade late with it being a back-to-back and third game in 4 nights. But it looks like Fleury versus Vegas. Yeah. I could see Fleury standing on his head. I could. We've seen him in times this year play very well in certain situations. This could be one of them. Fleury anytime goal? Well, the Wild would have to have the empty net. The Wild would have to be winning. I don't know. Robert finds that funny, and Addison's liking it. So people are looking at Fleury anytime goal. Unfortunately, I don't think you can bet it. Boldy plus 160. They should have goalie goal props for people that do want to bet it. Boldy, but it doesn't happen that often. Boldy plus 160. I don't know who else is going to score for the Wild. It has to be him. Yeah, it might be nobody. But I know you don't like shots and goal props, but other people on the show do, so that's totally fine. But with Hurdle out, Dorofeyev will be the trigger man on a line with Wild Bill and Sod. Over 2.5 minus 120, cash in 7 of 9, over 3.5 pizza money. There you go, and I will not be tailing. So the shots and goal jinx will not be tailing. So you guys can tail. Plus 180 for Boldy. All right. Eichel is on fire. There you go. I'll praise anyone who cashes my tickets. Yeah, I feel the same way. That's why I haven't been saying anything about Bennington lately. Olofsson anytime plus 500. 5 and 7 versus Mini 2 this year. Stone is in. There you go. Fleury 1 and 3 versus Vegas. 4.41 goals against average. Yeah, not pretty. I'm assuming that a couple of those games are with Chicago, and then obviously the Wild has not done well against Vegas recently, so this makes sense. I do think, though, if he is going to get it together, it will be this game. But I could be wrong. Fleury hasn't played in a while. He could get lit up here. It could go either way. But on to our next game, Seattle Kraken and the Calgary Flames here in this one. Seattle plus 110, road dogs. The Calgary Flames minus 130, home favorites, a total of 5.5. Here in this one, bear with me as I check goaltenders here. Dustin Wolf confirmed. Nobody yet confirmed for Seattle. The Flames are keeping on in this playoff race. They are right in the thick of things. Obviously, St. Louis winning isn't great for any of these teams trying to get to the playoffs, but the Flames have won 3 in a row against the Rangers, the Devils, and then the Islanders, all 3 on the road. But they've had a few days off here. So some time to rest and get prepared for this game. The Kraken, they've lost back-to-back, 4-0 in Minnesota, 5-4 in Edmonton. This Kraken team looking ahead to next season. Eberle, Montour, both have knocked up point in back-to-back games after being red hot for the Kraken. Chandler Stevenson has been playing very well, but is day-to-day. So I don't expect that he'll play in this game. Looking at the Flames, well, for me here, it's either Kadri or Coronado, or both. Ultimately, I took Matt Coronado, anytime goal here. He scored in 3 consecutive games for the Calgary Flames, and plus 240. Plus 240 for Matthew Coronado to score here. I'll take that. His point prop, I think, is minus 110. If you wanted to go that way, you could, but I like the goal prop. Because I'm not taking Nazem Kadri, he's going to score. He's scoring 3 games in a row. I saw plus 160, so not quite enough value there for me. But Kadri, he's been playing very well. I can't talk you off Kadri props. I think the Flames win this game. If you want to lay minus 130, that's up to you. But I do think the Flames win this one, and we're taking Matthew Coronado, anytime goal here in this one. Poor Chandler Stevenson is looking very yellow. Yes. That is the injured emoji, which we will now use for injured players. Matt Coronado, yes, Robert's right with me. We're in agreement. My math isn't matching. 41 watching, but only 15 likes. That doesn't sound right. Thank you, Nick. And 41 watching, that means there's 140 watching on Twitter. So you guys, come on. Go over to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button for me. Kadri plus 160 anytime goal. Only 2 guys are good enough to score for the Flames. Yeah, but they find themselves in the hunt. Black Panther likes Flames money line. I can't talk you off that. Weird Loon. Flames desperate, but this line is fishy. I don't know if it's fishy. I don't think the Flames are that much better than the Kraken. Obviously, if you look at the season record, yeah, but minus 130 for the Flames. Hooby Dooby Doo. Yeah, I left Huberdeau out. I didn't talk about him. I should have, but line. Yes, line. Washington money line is plus 118, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. Oh, heck yeah. I'm slow on the uptake. Hey, it's all good, Tommy. It's all good. But 2 more games left on today's slate. Our next one here, Detroit Red Wings, plus 250. Road Dogs, heading to Colorado to face the Avalanche, minus 310. Home favorites, total of 6 here in this game. I'll do a little refresh for goalies. And Mackenzie Blackwood confirmed for Colorado. Cam Talbot likely for the Detroit Red Wings. Blackwood didn't have the best game in his last game, giving up 4 goals on 29 shots, but the Avalanche able to get the win in overtime or shootout, or in a shootout. So now looking to continue on winning. Colorado won the first meeting between the teams 2-1 earlier this season. And when I look at this game here, this is a bad spot for Detroit. Obviously, they just played last night in Utah, a nice 5-1 win, bouncing back after back-to-back losses. And now they're having to play on a second night of back-to-back in Colorado, which is definitely not easy. Colorado coming home after a 3-game road trip. I ultimately was looking at Colorado minus 1.5. I decided to stay off. And Colorado should definitely smash Detroit here. They should. But they haven't really been smashed. They did have that 5-1 win against Ottawa, but 3 of their last 4 games, they've not covered the puck line. They've gone to overtime against Dallas, shootout against Montreal. They lost to Toronto. So, yes, this is a great spot for the Avs, but the puck line is what? What is the puck line now? Minus 120. I don't want to take a puck line that's not plus money when the team isn't winning games by multiple goals, even if it's a horrible spot for Detroit. Ultimately, I'm off the puck line. Looking at this game here, and as well, Colorado's offense isn't playing badly. They've scored 5 in back-to-back games, and then 4 in back-to-back games before that. Obviously, the 2-1 loss to Detroit sandwiched in there, the 2-1 loss to Toronto sandwiched in there. But you would have to look at the top line for the Avs, which you could. McKinnon seems to score against the Red Wings, goals in 5 of 6. So you could look at McKinnon. Ultimately, I stayed off this game. I wanted Avs team total, but it's like minus 146 or something for over 3.5, which obviously I wouldn't do. So ultimately, kind of priced off this game, but won't be surprised to see the Avs win 4-1 here in this game. But I'll be off. Natchez over 1.5 points, plus 246. I do see he's starting to heat up the last couple of games. Nishushkin plus 257 over 1.5 points. It's chalky as fuck, but Avalanche minus 1.5, minus 115. Terrible spot for Detroit, back-to-back game, 3rd game in 4 nights, and now in altitude. Yes, it is definitely a horrible spot for them. And I lean with the puck line. I just kind of get to it. This line is fishy. Is it? I guess you want the Avs like minus 400 or something, but I don't know. The only Avs play would be puck line after Detroit scores first. If that was the case, yes, if you could look at this game live, if you wanted to. Colorado team total over 2.5 is a parlay piece. I couldn't talk you off it. I could not talk you off it. Avs puck line and over 6.5 coming from a Wings hometown fan. All right, so Stop Geo says to fade his Wings tonight. And yeah, it is a horrible spot for them. But if they can somehow win this game, they're kind of right there in the race still. But we'll move on along to our final game of the night. The New York Rangers and the LA Kings. The Rangers plus 145. Road dogs. The Kings minus 170. Home favorites. A total of 5.5 here in this one. No confirmed goalies. Most likely we're going to get Shesterkin against Kemper. But nobody yet confirmed in this game. For the Rangers right now, it's 3 of their top guns. Panarin, Trocheck, and Adam Fox are the 3 consistent guys right now for the Rangers. Fox, Panarin both have good numbers against LA previously. For the Kings, Kempe starting to heat up on the top line. Fiala, Byfield on that second line. Ultimately here, I am going back to Quinton Byfield. He's scored a goal in 8 of his last 10 games. Back-to-back games without a goal, but then now he's scored in back-to-back again, and he scored in 2 games in a row against the Rangers. So Byfield, success against the Rangers, scoring a ton of goals right now, and he's plus 325 to score a goal tonight. I cannot pass that up. 0.3 unit play, but plus 325 for Quinton Byfield to score a goal in this game. And that's it. No side or total play here for me. Yes, if Avs are down at any time, live bet the money line. I agree. Colorado should score 7 and 4 on the power play. Yeah, they should. They should have a big night, but we'll see. Panarin plus 200, anytime goal. Breadman. All right. Kempe plus 180. Okay. At Terry, ESB went over it this morning. Wings have the craziest schedule the rest of the way here. Easiest matchup was the Bruins or something. Yeah, they definitely don't have a good rest schedule, but hey, if they somehow make it, it would be impressive. Over 5.5. Kings scored 14 goals the last 2 home games. All right. I'd like to see it. Rangers money line. All right. Rangers defense is going to get exposed. Okay. Sounds good. Byfield goal auto bet plus 275. I'm with you, Brewski. I'm with you. Triple A line. Kempe, Kopitar, and Kuzmenko. All K's too. Triple A, triple K, not the other letter. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Ooh, session. Yeah, it's all good. Kings money line and puck line here. Finnegan's barking. So, hey, maybe the Rangers. Maybe it's the Rangers. Sorry, Brewski. Finnegan disagrees. He's barking upstairs. So, the more I look at this game, the higher my interest is Rangers money line. Finnegan agrees, Nick, especially if it's quick. Yeah, we'll see. Byfield goal and assist. All right. Bear with me for a second. Yes. Feels like a road trip could be helpful for the Rangers. Yeah, potentially. Rangers are heartless and gutless. Whoa. Okay. Adam Fox will get torched. All right. Well, there you go. But that is today's show. If you guys haven't already, signed up at OwnersBox for all of your fantasy sports needs. Use promo code TEPICS as your promo code. Link is in the description of the video. Premium plays at CapperTech. I have a full unit premium play as well as a player prop that I did not give out on today's show as well. So you can get those over on CapperTech. Link is also in the description of the video. If you like today's video, make sure to hit that like button, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Hit the subscribe button as well. Appreciate all the support. No Finnegan. Yes, Robert is mad at Finnegan now. I'm sorry. I'll have to no treats for him today. No treats for him. Canceled. Terry is canceled for the Triple K comment. Hey, no, I'm not. But I better not be. But no, I'm kidding. But that's today's show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Best of luck tonight on today's slate. And we will see you guys again tomorrow, assuming that there's not like 2 games. But so many good games today. Yes. And I've really focused in on the ones I like. So hopefully things go well. And best luck to everyone tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.